anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there is D-Mac, Darren McCarty.
Big D!
You know, won some Stanley Cups and stuff. Probably familiar with his work. You're probably familiar with the work of the legend killer Sam Flannel as well. He's on brand. He's on budget. Spencer Raxter here in the building as well. And as I understand it, Mr. Raxter's birthday today. Your Pops, the big 7-0.
Yep, yeah, Pops' birthday today. Shout out Pops, happy birthday. He turned 70 today.
I love it.
Woke him up, asked him how he was feeling, old man. He said he's feeling good, went out for his morning stogie, and then that retired life, man, it's something else.
I know. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that life. And, you know, you guys can tap in on the Woodward chat thread on the YouTube channel if you're watching on that. Certainly on the radio as well, 93.5 The Roar. Appreciate you tapping in there. Social media, the handles are on the screen. All of that. And usually, you know, we like to goof around and stuff like that. And I'll usually, you know, we'll bring something that happens in everyday life that, you know, bothers me a little bit or makes me laugh or something like that. But there was one and it was this morning. It wasn't like this was pre-calculated or anything like that. It was this morning, and I saw this from a couple of different outlets. And Ranatran Man on the YouTube chat that I heard Neal's favorite GM is Avila. You know what, guys?
I think it's better that I think Neal affinity for candy corn is growing more. That conversation, does candy corn move ahead of Avila today? I don't know.
Here's the deal, and I feel bad doing this because, number one, I promised you guys we were done. Like I did. I promised you guys we were done, that the Tigers thing was over. I remember I promised that.
But to be fair, right, one of the principles we live by here on Big D Energy was brought to us by our very own legend killer. And what do we always say, Sam?
With new information, you're allowed to change your opinion.
Right, and whether your opinion changes or not, the new information should be brought to the people. So you're bringing it to the people, Neal, and I will stand behind you. You're not the one on this station or in life to call for somebody's job.
No, I don't do that.
You're not that. I call for Al's job. I'm so checked out. This is so amusing to me because you get so fired up. And, you know, I might have started it because I sent you and Spencer when this came across because our buddy Sean Belegian actually posted this, but it's 7 years, right? 7 years. And I'll let you go because this is important, because this goes along to a little bit of your diatribe yesterday of why we're not talking, why we're trying to check out. But the reality, it's keeps getting slapped in your face.
And
you can't
that's
ignore it.
bingo.
You can't ignore it.
Hey, and Jake Wagoner in the YouTube chat thread, I was told that Tigers talk was done. Yeah, and that's why I feel bad doing this. But this, if I don't bring attention to this, because this was so sobering. 7 years ago today, Avila was hired as a GM. Overall, a 41% winning percentage. His average season in 7 years, is 67 and 95. That's an average year. No. That's an average year. When I saw that number. When I saw that number, it all came back again. I understand this, guys. 67 and 95 is your average year over 7 years. How can this continue? How can this be allowed to continue? How could this continue? How can we take this? D-Mac, again, I know it's bad. Obviously, we all know it's bad. When you see that, and you know what another step of it was? When Sam Flannel and I were talking about it, and I brought it up to him, even Sam couldn't believe it. And Flannel, look, you're a legend killer, all right? You ignore reality sometimes. But when you see 67 and 95 over nearly a decade of baseball,
67 and 95 is a disastrous season. It's awful. And
that's just average. That's par for the course here. Over almost a decade.
Well, and I have another point that is going to make us, maybe go into a padded cell room. The St. Louis Cardinals have never had one 162-game season and when they've had 67 wins. Not one. We did it. The Tigers did it for averaged it for 7 consecutive years. That's what a St. Louis Cardinals well-run organization does. That's what real organizations do. Real organizations
do that. Let alone have a guy oversee something for 7 years where the average result is a 95-loss season. This is egregious. This is malfeasance. This is, and guys in the YouTube chat. Neal's face.
Those are big, bad words. I know
the eluded corpse. Neal's going to retire for his health. Neal's face is getting pink again.
This is what it was like right before Mount St. Helens exploded in Washington State.
It's not going to be like that. Real quickly, too, Kennedy Broadwell, former Woodward Sports great, tapping in the YouTube chat thread. What's up, Kennedy? But yes, because every now and then I see these things, and guys, we know that this doesn't trigger you guys. I have to question you guys. For real, like you guys, I see a lot of laughing Neal's gonna explode. We're laughing, it's funny, ha. Why aren't you guys pissed?
Because they're on my side. They've checked out.
Why aren't you pissed, D-Mac?
Because I checked out 2 months ago.
No, but when you, D-Mac, when you see this.
Because it's not gonna change. But I'm gonna use my energy on things that I think will matter.
Golf.
It doesn't, right, exactly.
D-Mac.
Golf fish. I'm way more concerned about our match next week to kick those Michigan guys, Braylon and his kicker buddy's butt. I'm more concerned with that. Why? Because everybody here that's laughing is like me, sitting here laughing. Because it's not going to change. What? All of a sudden this comes out? There's more malfeasance out there from Avila. I love that word. I can't spell it, but I love it.
That's a good one.
It's out there because everybody's checked out, Neal. Because there's other things. Do you know that the Lions are in training camp?
No, I
Do you know that the Red Wings are building? No, because you know what? Just let it go. It's not going to change until something changes, because even if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The system's flawed. There's nothing in the farm system. It doesn't matter if it's Avila. They pretty much just nuked the system, and you're going to have to wait. I don't know. So everybody's laughing is checked out like me. Do not care, because it's not worth. And you know why at the end of the day? Because they don't care. So why should I care more than they do? That's usually how it always works.
I can't.
The Tigers have turned into the Lions.
I can't understand. I can't understand 67 and 95 for 7 years on average, which means there's been years that it's worse. Like, somebody help me again. All right, we're back to this. I'm begging for help right now. Somebody help me. Can you imagine in any of our jobs? Can you imagine if only 41% of our shows were good? We'd be gone a long time ago. Mm-hmm. If you only did a good job at whatever you guys do. 41%. It's your dad's birthday today. He was a mailman. He delivered the mail every effing day. Every day, no matter what was going on. He didn't do it 41% of the time. He won every day. Enjoy your cigar this morning, Mr. Ratster. You earned
41% of the time. Right?
You were good at what you did. Can we agree? We have to be good at it more than 41% of the time over a 7-year clip. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. How come we don't care? Like, we're all laughing and yucking it up in the YouTube chat. Look at Neal's face is red and all that. How are you not triggered? How are you not pissed? You guys were lied to this year. Flat out lied to. And I know you fell for it because I was the voice of reason.
Mm-hmm. Rick makes a good point. Sam Flannel's takes are 41% of the time good. And he's still
That's fair.
So, I mean, that's the exception to the rule.
Juices goes 41% of the time. It works every time. Ethan Brown, 41 shows have been good.
At the end of the day, this is where we've talked about this, but your Tiger fandom, to whatever it is, it has to be around your life schedule. Meaning, do you want to go out to the ballpark on a nice evening and have a hot dog and a beer and maybe catch up with some buddies? That's up to you. That's around your schedule. It's not must-see viewing. I remember those days, either it was going down to the ballpark, couldn't miss the ball game, or when they were on the road, man, we'd all meet up at the hideout in Clausen or Renshaw's or whatever like that. You have like 10 people every game. Where's that gone? And that's not even close. At least, thank goodness, at least the other 3 teams in this town do care, because this one doesn't.
And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the football and all this stuff, but here's the one in the YouTube chat thread. Nicholas Duncan gives me the poop emoji, says, poop happens, Neal. No, Nicholas, no it doesn't. It can't go on like this. It can't. Something I need, and I think Tigers fans deserve some kind of pound of flesh. Something has to happen. Something does. 67 and 95 for 7 years as a GM with nobody else coming. And look, you can make the graphics and we can laugh and that's funny and all that stuff. I don't. That's separate. Like him, that's all separate. All I care about are the facts and the numbers. 67 and 95 over 7 years. No one's in the farm system. It's not good. It's nowhere near good enough. And how can that be allowed? Look into a camera. Somebody from that organization, look into the camera and explain to me how that's okay. And now, we almost let this one slide by. Not only is it good enough because it's been allowed to happen, we were told the rebuild's over, and then we were told we're happy with the results.
That's the kicker. When I say...
So no one cares?
No.
No one cares that they looked you in your eye and lied to you or thought you were stupid,
Neal,
one of the two.
Neal, we care, but what are we going to do about it? What are you going to do about it when they don't care? Right? When Chris Illich doesn't care. When they told you they don't care. When he came out and said that, and then the proof's in the pudding that this team isn't getting better, there's no help coming in the future. You got, 1, 2, maybe 3 guys, right? That'll get traded away anyways. That's just what we do. So, I mean, if you can't check it, like, that's the whole thing. I guess maybe that's the years of therapy and rehab and stuff is for me, for right now, how to be able to disassociate from something you love so much. You know, you got to let it go. Hopefully it comes back, but... I mean, put your time elsewhere.
I can't.
Listen, maybe Al thought that
D-Mac,
batting 410 is the same as managing at 410.
D-Mac.
It's not, Al.
D-Mac, you're a 4-time champion at what you did in your craft. At
so
what
I have
you
no
did.
time for this garbage.
I know, but you're a 4-time champion. I like to think I'm good at what I do.
Right.
That's what drives me. Like, we talk about money and stuff like that. That is not what drives me. What drives me is being good. What drives me is being better than everybody else in this town at doing. That's what drives me.
So you and I are different than obviously what the Tigers organization is.
But how can that be?
But because it is.
How can that be?
Because it's proof of what it. Because
I care what I do.
Their game plan is obviously different than ours. Maybe it's to, I don't know. Are they looking to sell a team? They got to be. Whatever we think that we're used to, the way that it should happen, like Sam brought up in a baseball organization like the St. Louis Cardinals, who have never just won 67 games.
And Tuck in the YouTube chat thread says, it's like the Reds organization telling their fans to suck it up and take it. What are we supposed to do? Tuck, I'll give the Reds credit because they looked their fans in the eye and said, hey, this is what it is.
We suck. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to be more in line financially. That was their line. So you know what? Tip of the cap to the Reds organization. You know what the Reds didn't do? They didn't look in the camera and say, we're happy with 67 and 95 over 7 years. We're happy with that. The rebuild's over. I give the Reds credit. 100% I give the Reds credit. Say, Flannel, real quick. I know you had something. What'd you have?
Okay, so another example of a real organization. The Atlanta Braves bottomed out in 2015, coincidentally, and then won 67, 68, and 72 in back-to-back-to-back years. And then, while that was happening, they signed guys like Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna and developed him. Traded for a starting pitcher like Max Fried, developed him. Drafted Austin Riley, developed him, and then by 2021, they were World Series champions. They went playoffs, World Series, and they have a chance to do it again. And why couldn't the Tigers have done that? I don't know, but it can be done.
Because they have a GM that's 67 and 95 over 7 years. I don't know what more data you need. I don't know what more you need to look at. Come on, man.
You can bottom out and get good very, very quickly.
Let me leave you
Tigers.
with, let me leave you with this.
I know.
Right? Look at downtown. 2 organizations where the elder passed away and it moved down to the kids. If Sheila Fordham doesn't get more props for what she's done with that organization, and if it doesn't show she cares so much about this Lions, and Chris Ilitch doesn't care as much as she cares about the Tigers, it's a joke. But again, somebody said in the chat thread, we're all motivated differently, Neal.
I'll never understand it.
Is that the last time we talk Tigers until the next
stat that comes along? Yeah, until the next stat that comes along, and Cintron's the official energy drink of the Red Wings. Cintron's combine all 3 of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry, classic and sugar-free, all in one cool-looking Red Wings package. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway. It's on and popping downtown, and all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway is open in downtown Detroit, right next to Campus Martius. You can enjoy basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. They had Spencer at food trucks. He didn't even need anything else, but that's big facts, bro. A fun, safe event for everybody ages 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. Again, deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. Brought to you by Bedrock. All right, we're back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Keaton Rudiger, somebody get Neal a mulligan between commercials. Juice's Ghost, I think people have just stopped paying attention to baseball. Good to see Juice's Ghost back in. I missed him for a couple of days there. And D-Mac give Neal a Snickers. That's pretty funny. D-Mac get Neal a Cintron. You know, everybody.
I'm going to get him an edible.
The nighttime one. I need the nighttime one, D-Mac. No, I mean.
In the couch.
I knew that without knowing it. You know what I'm saying, though? But sometimes, like, data, and you said it, that somebody said in the YouTube chat thread earlier, look, we're all motivated differently, right? For some reason, when things are in front of me and I see it, it hits different. Because I think we know, but we don't know. It kind of goes back to, I think I've told this story before. My wife's family's all from Italy, so we try to slide over there, every 4 or 5 years. And, like, when you watch the news over there, when they have, like, a violence episode or something like that, they show the bodies. Like, they show the bodies on the ground. And I always thought that was something I wouldn't mind seeing in America, just from the standpoint of
reality.
You see that it's not a video game or a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see that it's real. And then sometimes when I see a number like that, it's reality. As you said, D-Mac, it's reality. And I can't look past. I just can't understand in what world is this allowed to happen. in professional sports.
In the professional sports world,
D-Mac,
it's the only spot it's allowed to happen because the money where you own something, you can do with what you want.
I understand that.
But we're seeing
D-Mac, isn't that an affront to you?
The most egregious power play.
What's the
There's
most?
got to be something. To me, I'm always thinking, okay, what's the angle? There's got to be an angle. There's got to be something.
Well, I know what the angle is, right? Like that's his friend. It's the only explanation I got. That's his friend, and he's not going to gas him.
But then you move him upstairs. You got to change.
I would say get better friends than 67 and 95. That would be my suggestion.
No,
D-Mac,
you would never have a 67
95 friend. No way. Dude. That's not even a mid friend.
No, that's not even mid.
Yeah, but D-Mac,
that's a sus.
That's
friend.
sus, right? But D-Mac, you were a professional athlete at the highest level. That won. What's the most egregious thing you did to your body to get on the ice? Do you have like an example that you can share?
Dude, I came back. I was the fastest back from a sports hernia injury. It's supposed to take 8 to 10 weeks. I was back in like 7 just for the playoffs.
Right.
Played on, the injuries. But that doesn't even. All you got to go to is you look at the sacrifice like Steve Yzerman makes on one knee, to win the cup and stuff like this. So it's you saw it at the end after this year's playoffs between Colorado and Tampa Bay, all the injury reports coming out. So guys are going to do whatever it takes to do. This to me, like, I don't understand, because it's almost all the explanations and all the sort of the answers are what we're used to in the sporting world about they've run out. So I don't know what it is. The easiest thing is, like, can't you remove him from his job, move him upstairs just to get a different person in there, or just tell me that so I think that something's different? Perception is reality, right? And the fact that he doesn't care and he's showing me that is the reality of it. So why should I?
I know. And deep down, I know that you guys are all right. Like, all of you guys are all right. It's just, when I see those numbers, man, especially, and you know what it is? It's not the numbers. It's not the numbers. It's that I was told. You looked me in the eye and said, I'm happy with the way things are. That, right? They said that.
Yeah.
Did they not say that?
They did say
that. Do we have the quote? We have the quote somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
I know that we do. And then I was told the rebuild is over. Is that another quote? I didn't make that up, right? I'm not making that up. Right?
No.
Okay.
We heard that. Then that's the most disappointing thing. So
Bingo.
if they don't see the reality, right? It's just frustrating. So you got to check out.
Yeah.
Until something's done.
Chris Ilitch quoted, "This rebuild is over, and we are pleased with the progress of the team." So, yeah. That's the owner of the Tigers, by the way. Disgusting.
Okay. Joey 2 times. Avila was totally a Malik Willis at number 2.
No, this is worse. This is worse.
At least you would still have hope.
Yeah, at least you would still have hope.
I don't know. It's just, again, I didn't mean for it to get like that. It's just that, as D-Mac would say, that popped me this morning. When I saw that, it popped me. Yes. And for just $1 a day, you can help Neal Ruhl.
Better, but it doesn't get better.
You can't even help. You can't. You can't even play the what's that for the animals? SPAC, whatever like that.
In the arms of the angels.
I gotta turn that commercial every time it comes on. It's so depressing.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLachlan.
That's still a little bit more depressing than it's the same thing. I gotta turn Avila off for the Tigers every time I see them now too. So. At least it's consistent. But it's frustrating, Neal, and I think that's we try to bury it, want things to get better, but if you hear right out of the horse's mouth from the top, the guy who pays the bills and says, "No, we're good, we're done. What are you guys talking about?"
Yeah.
Then we're the dummies.
And Casey says that. I recall yesterday you clearly said no more Tigers talk, LOL. This is painful. And Casey, look, I qualified that before we got into it. I did. It was just something that I thought that would help it hit home with everybody to understand just how bad it's been under Avila's regime. I'm not interjecting. See, like, people said they want a Neal and Adam show together, talking about Avila. Like, that's not, nothing about it is personal to me. Strictly 67 and 95 is your average for 7 years. When I was told the rebuild was over, you're going to have a 90-loss season, 90-plus. If you hustle, you can hit 100 losses. And more 2-5 road trips like they just had. That's. And by the way, Tampa's coming into town. I'm sure that'll go great.
Michael Fulmer looked pretty good against us yesterday.
Yeah. I had a buddy of mine that sent video. He was at the Braves game yesterday. Yeah. Robbie Grossman got a huge ovation.
Yeah, and he was 1-for-1
with a
pinch
hit double. So, and that's easy button stuff. That's low hanging fruit. I'm not going to go there because whatever.
Yeah. Hey,
but that's
how's Paredes doing?
Hey, let's play the hits, everybody. Let's go back all the way. So, that's it. We'll move on and. I'm sorry, guys. I need that. I need you guys from time to time. Yeah. I need to be able to look into this camera. And a couple of you said, get it off your chest. I did that.
Do you think it's time for a pound of flesh? 248?
Yeah, 248. Who do you want to see go? YouTube chat poll. Should the Tigers fire Avila right now?
You know what just brought something, I'm reading in the chat and Zach Conley says, Neal, who's on your Rushmore worst GM in sports history?
Ooh.
No, but just forget that question, because the reality is there's 2 or 3 of them that are from Detroit.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you'd have to do the deep dive, but right off the top of your head, you're thinking of Matt Millen, you're thinking of Bob Quinn, you're thinking of Randy Smith, you're thinking of, Al Avila, you know what I'm saying?
Phil Jackson's up there.
What?
Phil Jackson's up there too.
With the Knicks,
yeah.
Oh, Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson, the GM, was pretty bad.
The GM, yeah. Okay, but different things like that. It makes you. But up top of your head, whether they are or they're not, you can't win when you have that deficiency, especially in the upper organization. But Neal, it's not even like we're 7 years in and oh man, we made mistakes. We're starting over. We're starting over again. We're
No, I was told we're happy with this.
That's what I'm saying. That's the worst part.
But that's what triggers me. You know what I'm saying? Again, going back to what the YouTube chat thread, the person that said.
So we're gonna leave it at this.
Okay.
The Detroit Tigers don't have self-awareness. So why should you have awareness for them? Until they have self-awareness.
Probably because I was lied to. I was flat out lied to.
So now you're bitter. I'm sure that, you know what? Guess what? You've been lied to before.
And I'll be lied to again. Right, I understand that.
Right, exactly. But it's the fact until you see them change from the top that their perception.
And I guess I'm making that about me, right? Because when you say that to me, then you assume I'm stupid.
Right.
For real.
Or whatever. Or just do what I do. When you forgive them, it's for you, not for them. You can change your mind, like Sam says, when they give you new information, but don't expect it anytime soon until it does. It's just like in the wrestling world, right? All the different wrestling promotions. You got this in WWE, AEW. Like what you like, right? If you give me product that I enjoy on screen, I don't care what company you are. I'm going to watch it. It's the same thing as give me something to invest in. So regardless, you know what?
Give me something to invest in.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is the absolute opposite of the Detroit Tigers, because these guys won't lie to you. You can count on them every day of the week, every day of the year. Yes, Guardian Alarm, they keep you safe and give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road, 24-hour a day, 7 days a week. Local monitoring makes sure what is important to you is safe. So if you want to be part of the Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network family, you can too. Give Guardian Alarm a call, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
How many straight days of flannel protection?
110.
110 days of flannel protection by Guardian Alarm. Give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out, Avila. I hate you.
Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Sensoron in your life. Okay. There it is. Sensoron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Got to double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @centronworld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Novi. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long. Just stop in, tell them we sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi today and get your free t-shirt or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Max, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter on our YouTube chat thread, DMAP Zoom. Neal ranting about the Tigers reminds me of Stephen A. Smith ranting about the Knicks because it's the same thing. Like, at the core, it's the same thing.
James Dolan equals Avila.
Yeah. I mean, that's about it, right? No, it is. And that's... And I saw in the YouTube chat thread, too, Luke Bratic says the media needs to talk about it. I wonder why, because I guess that's another reason I'm mad, is because they get a free pass. But whatever, I feel like the Tigers are getting a free pass, but whatever. I can't control everybody else. I can only control me. Detroit Lions training camp rolling on, and you know that we're getting close. Oh, by the way, NFL preseason football starts tonight.
Hall of Fame game,
the Hall of Fame game. It's the Raiders. It's the Jaguars. Raiders minus 2.5 over under 30.5. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm
What?
smashing that 2.5.
Did you say 30.5?
Yeah.
I'm smashing the over and the Raiders.
Yeah, but D-Mac,
money
you got to
line.
remember, man, you've got a fourth-string Jaguars quarterback that's going to play most of the second half.
No, I get it.
You got to be able to complete a pass at some
Playing
point.
against fourth-string defenders, though.
But it doesn't. If you can't complete the pass, it doesn't matter.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? People get
We're going to
hooked on
come in
those.
tomorrow and there's like 80 points on the board. That was the easiest lock.
But I'm just saying, and it does remind me, because we are going to talk about the Lions in just a second, but just kind of off topic based on that, with the NFL preseason starting tonight. It's one of those things for me that I get hype about it, right? Like, I get it, NFL preseason, NFL football's back. And then I turn it on and watch it for about 48 seconds, and then I shut it off.
I know what it is. It's in your mind as a football fan, when you see that kickoff or that game is underway, it officially starts football season. And I mean football season, NFL, college, everything else, because the ball is in the air, right? Some people maybe be spring game or whatever, but when the ball's in the air until the final whistle of the Super Bowl, right? Technically, the football started again. It's gotten real, Neal. You see those uniforms on the field again. You see different things. You're looking at whatever you're looking to. But to your point, you're gonna watch maybe the first series, see if Derek Carr's in there for Vegas, or you're gonna watch the first series Jacksonville to see Walker or some defensive guy, or to see some guy that you might want to see, but then you're going to turn it off. But it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The fact that the game got underway, the fact that there's a score in the books, to me, I think it just signifies the beginning.
We're
there.
there.
We're there. The engine's running.
It's for me, it's one of those things. I feel as though being a big data guy and stuff like that, I guess you could classify it as weirdly excited about it, and then it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get irrationally excited about it because I'm not going to watch it. Like D-Max, I will watch. I'll watch like 4 plays and then I'll turn it off.
To start your football fandom, it sort of means it's sort of like it's like what's your start when it's cold outside? If you were a drinker or something, you wanted to, before you went out, maybe I go to Spence to this. Spence, you a little warm the belly with a little bourbon or something, maybe a little shot on a cold day before you're going out to a tailgate or something like that. That's going to be cold. Or
for me, it's like the first.
To me, that's what it is. It's sort of
like the first pumpkin ale of the season. Because I'll drink pumpkin ales in October. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll do it.
The first Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Or the first
pumpkin ale.
First Oberon of the summer season. Yeah, for sure.
I guess that's what
it's almost like the mulligan.
Almost.
For the golf course.
Yeah.
Something like that. It all means something else. I know the golf schedule is screwed up, but the Augusta and the Masters, when it's in April, it's kicking off major season.
Yeah,
usually
you hear those, and you hear the birds chirping on the broadcast.
To me, that's sort of golf season starts. It's sort of everything before that's sort of unofficial from where we're here. So I think that's where tonight's game sort of goes. And here's the thing too: if you're a fantasy football guy. Right, this is sort of like your preseason also, right? Because you got to get ready. You might be watching a little differently to see some names of guys that you might want to pick up later in the season. So, different strokes for different folks.
So I don't want to throw a wrench into things, but Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9 years in Russian prison after being guilty of drug possession and smuggling.
Yeah, which she was arrested at the Moscow airport. Which goes to show you, you're in another country.
Yeah.
I'm just, but I'm saying, like, you open yourself up to that stuff, man. When you're in another country, it seems excessive, certainly.
Yeah, she's going to the gulag.
Yeah, man. Like, that's rough. That certainly is rough. Vincenzo Ferris says it's like the opening ceremony of the Olympics. That's a good comp. Like I'll watch the American team walk out, and then I'm like, all right, well the Olympics is over, and then I'll watch basketball, and then that will be it. And it's one of those things. So with the Lions, and look, we've talked about the Tigers and what's going on there, but with the Lions, camp is rolling on, and obviously, camp has started because we're hearing details of our first fights. Has training camp started if there's no fights? Let me ask you, in hockey, do you guys ever get in fights in training camp in hockey?
In junior, you did. In pro, you didn't. You saved for exhibition. And then exhibition, there's just a ton. Go beat on the other guys, younger guys. But no, when there's skirmishes and football preseason and stuff like that, training camp, guys are hyped. So, and here's the one thing when I see that, though, is that because there's development, right? So you got to see which level different guys are. Different guys have a different, snap level, right? So in order to not be a detriment to the team, you don't want to be taking, a bad penalty at times. So this could be a good time, too, in training camp to learn each other, right? To learn what presses each other's buttons, so you don't let the other team do it. Does that make sense, Neal? So if I got to walk, right, so I know when to get in the middle if somebody's, mouth's going off and referee in a game, and you don't want them to take it unsportsmanlike or get a misconduct, but maybe you can come in there and okay, this is a trigger point for them, right? Does that make sense?
No, it does.
So it's because to me that's part of culture, and that's part of the discipline. Is can you play up to the edge without crossing that edge, but making it as uncomfortable for the opposition as possible within the rules.
On the YouTube chat thread, Paul Martin says, weren't they going to do a trade with the Soviet Union to get Brittany Griner back? Yeah, but Avila was heading up those trades and said, none of them really moved the needle. So he wasn't able to get that done.
They were asking for the Merchant of Death, cash considerations, and a future second.
Future second, yeah. It is, though, like, with the Lions, though, the exact opposite of what we've talked about with the Tigers, in that you see evidence of culture, you see accountability. I think certainly that is something that will be held with this Lions organization. You see a direction. Now, I have a question for everybody out there that I'm going to get to in the next segment. But I think that this really shows, when you look at Tracy Walker had offers out there for more money. And Nolan Bianchi, reporter for the Detroit News, asked him about that. He said that Tracy Walker said that this was his best situation to be here in Detroit. And he said, quote, "Some people play the game for the money. I don't play it for that. When I came back, when I made that decision, I knew I was coming back home." And D-Mac, it's something where, and guys, look, none of this stuff matters until they win games. I get it. I know it. If you're typing that right now, save it. I understand that. But D-Mac, that is something where in the NFL, too, where every play could potentially be your last play, and all you have is that contract that you're signed to, that does say something to me. It doesn't say they're going to win or anything like that, but it does say something about the people in the room.
Absolutely. And you look at Tracy Walker, and he's been here. It's not a new guy. It's a guy that's been around. And, you got to believe that, but you also got to believe that there's something different going on, right? Well, what are we talking about? We always bring up SOL, same old Lions. Well, this is another inkling, another mark to let you know that maybe things are done differently than the same old Lions. Because you have guys that could have gone elsewhere for the bag, which is no guaranteed contracts. Sure, you sign a contract to get some sort of your contract guaranteed, but in football, you're one play away, right? So, yes, to me, that this says a little bit more of the narrative that they're telling me is coming out of Allen Park, that things are different. Well, Tracy Walker, take it for what it is, but to me, that's different behavior, isn't it?
No, it is, yeah.
And that goes more towards the culture of the organization. I don't see any Detroit Tigers doing that.
Absolutely. But we were talking about the whole summer thing with the football kicking off. I just got a text actually from my mom, D-Mac, with a little meme that said summer isn't over yet. So sit your pumpkin spice ass down. I'm not finished with my margarita yet. So she said you listen to the show at Lake George. But that was pretty funny, and that was pretty much brand. I do have a Lions question for you guys. So when we do come back,
can I tell your mom she can drink her margaritas in October if she wants to? No one tells her. She's a big girl.
Yeah. So I do have a Lions question, and I'm going to play the part of the heel for a minute. I will be the part of Sam Flannel, and you guys know where I stand with this Lions team. I'm very much the legend killer. I'm very much on board. If anything else, for the philosophy change, the way things are done off the field. Now, I'm not talking about culture. You know what I'm talking about, D-Mac.
Yep.
Financially.
Absolutely.
That's the thing that's different. The bag. I'm talking about the bag and the draft capital. And I'm also talking about Big Boy, because it is still summer. It is. Ciabatta, summer salads, hand-dipped shakes, all of it is on the table for you at Big Boy. Try Chicken Club, Chicken Cordon Bleu, or Sunrise Ham and Cheddar, all on the grilled ciabatta bread. Or you can keep it light with the Michigan Apple, Chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. Don't forget the payoffs at the end, everybody. The hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. That's the whole reason you're there. Let's cut the crap, all right? You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy, and if you're going up north, you know the one right there, right where 75 and 23 split.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
an iconic Big Boy there. Absolutely iconic. So pull up on them there, because as we said, summer's better at Big Boy. Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Happy Happy to have you all with us, but it is football season officially, kind of, tonight. The NFL Hall of Fame game, the Jaguars and the Raiders getting it going. And I'm sure, the 38 Jaguar fans that there are, in the United States of America.
You got to tease that to Jags 8.5, don't you?
You are a sick man. To even suggest
Come on,
that.
man.
You get Jags 8.5.
Plus 8.5 over 24.
See, there you go. You might even want to buy. You might want to do the 7-point teaser. Lay a little bit of money. Get it over 23.5.
20.
Yeah, 23.5. You see what I'm saying, D-Mac? It's out there for you. And don't lie to me, everyone. If you're in those circles, you're going to take a look at it tonight. Don't lie. Mm-hmm. You're gonna fire up the app with the app of your choice. Whatever odds trader tells you has the best price. You're gonna fire up that. Spence, you're gonna put a 5 on it tonight.
Honestly, I might put a 10 spot on the over. I'm thinking about it. Honestly, 10 spot on the over, 10 spot on the Raiders money line. Maybe parlay it up. I'm ready for football, man.
Spence is in for 50 all of a sudden.
Honestly,
on the Hall of Fame game. But I did have a Lions question for you guys. And look, you guys, I got to qualify this because I know this is going to get spun, but I'll say it. I am a Lions optimist. In particular, very much a Brad Holmes optimist. And you guys know my reasons. It's financial. It's what they value, cap space, draft capital, etc. The way teams win now. So with that being said, for all the goodwill towards men that there is this Lions season, when you talk about, and people are out there, right? There are some people that expect, Ryan Armani on the bougie line with their motion graphics and everything on the back screen. He went 11-5 or something like that. He expects him to win the division, close on a 6-game winning streak. 11-6. Excuse, I'm still wired it that way.
Gotcha, bro.
I appreciate you. I look at the depth chart, and through everything that's different in terms of draft capital and cap space, what's different on the field? Really? Like what as we look at across that roster right now, what suggests an 8-game turnaround? And remember, the Bengals had a 7-game turnaround last year.
I think Mr. Armani got into my bag and might have been poking around and he ate something he shouldn't have or smoked something he shouldn't have. That was out of my... That's a little bit high.
It's a little bit elevated.
A little bit elevated. When you make that question, right, what's changed? So I ask you the question back is, well, where do you see the biggest improvement? Does the win-loss equate to a better offense or a better defense? Right? Now we can say, both of them have to improve to get better and stuff like this. But to me, it goes back to our conversation yesterday about the offensive line. Frank Ragnow. Another year of Penei Sewell. Jonah Jackson. Taylor Decker. This offensive line with DJ Chark. Right? You got Hockenson, who's got a prove-it year to get paid. Amon-Ra St. Brown coming back. The running back crew, led by DeAndre Swift. And then we're just waiting on Jameson Williams, who has not put that football down since he's been in Detroit, which tells you something. So you got to think, and I bring that up, so we're going to put more points on the board. That's what I'm thinking. We're going to score more points than we did last year. Now, are we able to is our defense going to get better? Who knows? But just with the addition of an Aiden Hutchinson, right? You'd think that automatically, well, you got to be at least 1 point better or 2 points better, right? Just by adding him. Plus, here's the one thing, Neal, that everybody forgets. It's called development. It's called a year under. All these rookies last year have a year under the belt with this organization, with this culture in place. Maybe it gets a little bit easier. What do I mean by that? Maybe you don't have to, maybe you got the playbook down. Maybe they add a little bit more things. Maybe as they grow, as the team on defense, Aaron Glenn's able to implement something else. We still don't know. We have questions about different cornerbacks. We have questions about different linebackers. what's coming out of there. But to me, I think what's different, and it starts with Frank Ragnow. On offense, I think this offense will put up more points. Does it equate to wins? I got them at 8 and 9, right? I got them there. And later on, before the season, we'll go through the schedule, right? Where I think this is a year, Neal, where they win a few games in a row, lose a few games in a row, but they're right around 500 for most of the year, maybe a couple games under at a point, but they're going to play better. And to me, the development, to answer your question, is because I think the offense is better. I think Jared Goff is better because of everything that we said. So we're going to put up, I don't know what the average of points we put up last year, but I think we're going to probably, on average, put up 7 points more. Just whether it's better field goal position, whether it's, just with the weapons that we have on the offense. And then, the big question mark to your question you asked is defense. Because there's a lot of unprovens or a lot of young guys looking to make that next step.
And I wonder, are people, by that rationale then, and look, it's a big ask to cross-compare, but the Jaguars are playing tonight. They went out, they were aggressive. They signed a lot of guys. They have high defensive draft picks that they took as well. They have a lot of defensive players that they drafted. There's a shift in their personnel. Like, you can see it across their depth chart. By that rationale, then, do people feel the same way about Jacksonville? Do you expect a big jump out of them? And I only ask for the cross-compare. You know what I'm saying? As it relates to the Lions, because through all of it, and yes, health is the thing, but I would counter that again. If you're going to be the devil's advocate, I would counter that by saying, well, D-Mac, there's going to be injuries again. There's for every team.
Absolutely.
There's injuries.
So here's the thing. At the end of the day, they have a lot of different questions too. Obviously, can Trevor Lawrence develop? Some of these young guys, that they've drafted in the last few years, that they have talent, right? They've spent money. So can they come together? I don't know what the culture is there, but again, it's not the same old Jacksonville Jaguars team. Maybe that's something that you turn the TV on in the preseason tonight. The Hall of Fame game, you throw it on there just to see if they look different, right? If they look more like a team. The thing about Jacksonville is the same thing you think about Detroit. There's behind the scenes, it was always in the organization, wasn't running well, same old Lions, same old Jags. Well, we'll see if something's different. We know, we expect, we hear, we're waiting to see if things are different here with the Lions, but to the point you make about the Jags, that's what every other team. If the other team goes to camp, they don't think they're getting worse.
Right. No, and I get it. Yeah.
They think that they're at where they want to be at, and they've added the players that they thought they needed to add. So, time will tell, but you got to like what you're hearing coming out of Allen Park. But I think it's, really the development of that offense. I go back to that. Those offensive line got to, just what we're hearing, they have to be men amongst boys, because that's where you're going to get the respect from across the team when you own them in the trenches. And I go back to Dan Campbell last year, first interview, is that we're going to develop this team from the trenches out. Well, they're showing me that.
And they're showing you. Yeah.
They're showing me on offense they've done that. Now they got to show me on defense, but it looks like they've got the players in place to develop.
What about it, Sam Flannel? What's your take on that? Am I crazy here? You're the legend killer, so we go to you.
So I don't think you're crazy, because you look at it, a lot of their personnel is the same. But I look at last year in two parts. I look at this year being maybe a continuation of how they ended last season, because they have a guy like Ben Johnson who they elevated.
Preach.
And I think that Dan Campbell firing Anthony Land or demoting him might be a pivotal moment in Detroit Lions history.
Pivotal.
Because this season you're also going to have Frank Ragnow hopefully playing more than 4 games.
Big Frank!
Arguably the best center in the NFL, definitely top 3 to 5. You added a piece like Jamison Williams, who offers
kills.
Super duper speed, like maybe one of the fastest players in the league the second he steps on the floor.
And look, and I get that, but he's missing, Pup is 4 weeks this year.
Wasn't there something that if he's on it at the beginning of the season, but if he's not, I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah.
I know they changed the Pup rules this year.
There's something that he could still be, if he's not on the list, we could see him earlier than we think.
If he starts the season on the PUP list, he has to miss at least four games.
Four games.
Yeah.
So that's 25% of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, your season can be decided before he even steps on the field. Like, this is the reality. Like, I know that we're speaking in generalities and hope is high and things like that, but this is the reality right now. That season, especially with the Lions, and I'm telling you guys, like, we talk about the schedule and it's easy, and I'm seeing that a lot in the YouTube chat thread. That second quarter is a monster, and it puts a lot of pressure on those first four games.
I don't think that schedule, whatever it says, one of the easiest ones. If you look at it, no, it should be. There's a lot of games in a lot of games. Like the big difference this year might be, Neal, is that in these games, into the 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you have to learn how to pull these games out. But we should be more competitive. We shouldn't see the Philadelphia game where we got blown out and didn't even have a chance, right? We're just totally dominated. I don't think we're going to get dominated like we have in the past.
Well, I'll give you 3 other additions that I didn't even mention. How about my guy, Aiden Hutchinson? Giving them, obviously, Aiden Hutchinson, a guy who's coming in as the number 2 pick.
Going to give you 14 sacks.
I think he will give you 12.
Feel that breeze.
But at the very least, I think he will step in and be the best pass rusher on the team right away, because last year it was Charles Harris, and I don't consider him a great pass rusher, although he was very good. What about a guy like DJ Chark? I don't think the Lions had that element last year, kind of that down the floor, down the field, deep, stretch the field kind of guy. And another one that I feel like has gone a little bit under the radar that could help out a lot. What about Deshaun Elliott? The Detroit Lions they were weak in the secondary last year, and they could be weak in the secondary this year. But having another safety, a kind of a hard hitter, a guy who can maybe help out in the run if he stays healthy, be a hard hitter, possibly help out in pass coverage, maybe guard a tight end or a running back every once in a while. I think that's huge, and I think those are all elements, along with the development of Penei Sewell, the development of Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jared Goff being comfortable in the Ben Johnson system that he ran partially last year with him being the passing game coordinator. I think those are the main things that are different coming into this year than last year.
You know what? The Deshaun Elliott factor is something I did forget about. Like, I'll be honest with it. I did forget about him. So, you know, it's something where he's going to walk in, he's going to start, he's going to be the guy. It's going to be him and Tracy Walker. And look, we talked about it yesterday. If this team's going to win games, I'm not saying improve, they're going to win games, the defense has to be better, man. Like, it has to be.
Well, the biggest question marks out there are corners. You know, like it
has to be at least average.
The big questions are Akuda, our secondary, right, and the speed of our linebackers and stuff. But you could see it slowly coming into play. But still, there's a lot of work still to be done on the defense. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, and that's what it is for me. Is I've been harping on it since I heard it for the first time, is how they're changing the defense, the new look defense they're bringing, where it's not going to be read and react anymore. It's going to be attack, and that's going to help that defensive line get pressure on the quarterback, which ultimately stems to every other part of the defense being better, especially if you can get that push up the middle with guys like Ali McNeil and Levi Ozarike. That will help those corners. Like, I looked at Omani Omoari. I couldn't think of his name. Like, his numbers were comparable to Xavier. I can't think of his name either. From the guy from the Dolphins. What's his name, Sam?
Is that Xavier Howard?
Xavier Howard. He was comparable to Omani Omoari's numbers. He was third in quarterback rating allowed, third in interceptions, only let up 2 touchdowns all year, and that was without a pass rush last year. So getting that pass rush, I think, will help that defense a lot more, and that can translate to wins.
Absolutely, and you know what will also translate into wins? That brand new state-of-the-art Sports Dome Fieldhouse that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Also be used for 7-on-7 football. Yeah, the Academy of Warren, the kindergarten to 8th grade, featuring AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and of course, athletics. So if you want to be part of the Academy of Warren, enroll today at academyofwarren.net. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, it's Goff from the Woodward Bet Show. Finally, it's football time. Listen, we're fired up about it. We're going to talk about it at 4:30 of the Woodward Bets YouTube page. Hey, listen, you also got to get over to that app store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and the best place to check all the odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, it's football day. Hall of Fame game tonight. Listen, if you're going to bet the preseason, just bet the under. That's all I'm looking at. oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Fire beats, right?
Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. This slaps, dude. It does, for real.
It does.
I feel this, man. I do enjoy it. Happy to have you back here as we pull up on the second hour of the show. Just feeling good, man. Feeling good as we're powering through the week. NFL football starts tonight, kind of, but it does. I mean, real quick, flash poll on the YouTube chat poll whenever Spencer gets a second. Be honest. What are you going to watch? What will you watch more of? The Tigers game or the NFL preseason game?
That's a good one.
I bet I end up watching more of the Tigers game.
I bet it's the preseason game for me. I'm thirsty.
Yeah. I know that, but you'll do it for 40 seconds and then you'll move on.
Yeah, that's fair. Who are the Tigers playing?
Tampa.
Ooh. The Isak Paredes revenge tour.
Absolutely. I bet I do. I bet I end up watching more. I'll tell you what I will watch more of today. If you're going football for football, I will watch more of the CFL game than I will the NFL game. I will. Winnipeg Blue Bombers, man. Dynasty in action. I will. Just keeping it reals with you, man. Keeping it reals. I'll be on vacation next week. I'm going to the Mets game, the Mets-Reds game.
That'll be good.
I may wear a Reds hat and say at least they didn't lie to me. I'll have a Reds hat and I'll say they told me they were going to suck.
At least you'll get to see a good baseball team, though. The Mets are.
They're popping, man.
They're popping.
I know. If only we could get like a frontline pitcher like Max Scherzer. That would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool to have somebody like that. Like that guy, Justin Verlander, too, in Houston.
If only you had a frontline pitcher, man. You'd be good with Verlander up until you get to the World Series, but at least you'd be in the World Series.
Chill on my guy.
Is it true or is it false?
It's true, but...
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to hear you say it was true. No, but we are talking Detroit Lions because the NFL does start today, kind of. And this Malcolm Rodriguez train.
Yeah. Woo-woo.
We got some video of Dan Campbell, right?
We do,
talking about your boy. Does he reference the heavyweights at all in the video?
He does not. I'm going to be there. Heavyweights are going to be out there in full force tomorrow, and you better believe I'm wearing the jersey, so they're going to feel us.
All right. What did Dan Campbell have to say about Malcolm Rodriguez?
We got a rookie linebacker in Rodriguez who, man, with the pads on, he showed up. He's key diagnosed and coming downhill and hitting the way that AG and Shep want those guys to hit it, and play an aggressive style, but yet he can play in coverage as well. So, listen, I love the battle that's going on there. It's early, but I like what we got in that room.
He's Dan Camp, number one.
Jacked.
Yoked.
He looks like Goldberg.
Yeah, he really does.
He does. He looks like Goldberg. But number two, that man shook by Malcolm Rodriguez. You could tell.
No, I'm impressed.
Yeah,
impressed, liking what he has. I think what I've noticed is the more Jack Dan Campbell gets, is the more excited he is about his team and what he's got. There's a couple. We're talking about linebackers here. We have Malcolm Rodriguez on our show. What a great kid. Somebody look forward to get behind. But he talked about it. He talked about going out and playing. He talked about always proving everybody wrong because he's not the biggest guy, but he relies on his speed, right, and his smarts. So everything that he told us when we interviewed us, he told you the truth, Neal. He did not lie to you. But it's also, too, is that where I said the biggest key for me in the linebacker court, can we cover sideline to sideline? Now, good things you hear out. Obviously, Alex Anzalone is, sort of running the plays and being the captain of the linebackers and stuff, getting everybody in position. But, guys like Derek Barnes, who Coach Campbell has been speaking highly of. So these linebackers, like when we're talking about Aiden Hutchinson and the defensive line putting more pressure on the quarterback to give the cornerbacks and the safeties in the secondary less time, right? Less time. Yes. Well, that helps with if you have speed in your linebackers, and the fact that anybody hear what Dan Campbell said in the fact he not only hits the holes and hits as hard, but he can cover. You got a linebacker that can cover. That's a new thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Isn't that wild for Detroit Lions? So, to me, yeah, there's so much optimism because it seems like, Neal, they're getting the people in position with the skill sets that they want, right? Speed, tenacity. What's the big thing we hear out of Allen Park? Grit, right? If you watch the preview for Hard Knocks to HBO, is that we're going to tread, Dan Campbell says we're going to tread water long enough that we have to. We're going to stay out there until we can get you. And that's building that team mentality.
I'll ask Spencer this because obviously Malcolm Rodriguez is his guy. I think that Spencer discovered him even before the Lions did, as a matter of fact. But as you look at the depth chart right now,
yeah,
Malcolm Rodriguez behind Chris Board. Okay, Board is like a professional player. Mm-hmm. Like he's a pro. He came from Baltimore. He was undrafted from North Dakota State. He plays. Mm-hmm. Doesn't miss games. He's out there. That's one of those things where even the Chris Board signing to me is something that was very on brand for this regime. Not a ton of money, but he's a pro. He's out there.
Yep.
He plays. He played every game for the Ravens. So that tells me right away. Availability one, but that tells me right away that...
And the Ravens.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
I want.
Yeah.
I want to... Dude, if you can give me as many guys as you want from the Baltimore Ravens defensive system.
Sure.
I want those guys way more than I want the New England guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, and somebody in the YouTube chat thread, Dan Campbell's Gooch says, who are the starting linebackers? According to the depth chart, Aquara, Anzalone, Board, and Awarie, right? Or, I'm sorry, because they're doing 3 linebackers this year, right? Aquara, Anzalone, and Board are the 3 starting linebackers that they have on the depth chart. If Malcolm Rodriguez passes Chris Board,
yes,
and I'm not telling you guys Board's a world beater. I don't know a ton of, I didn't study him at Baltimore or anything like that. I just look at the track record, and I looked at he played games, and he never missed games, and he was on the field for Baltimore all the time. That says something to me. Mm-hmm. And they got him at a very good price. If he passes Board on the depth chart and becomes a starting linebacker,
yeah.
Bro,
he's the Amon-Ra of this draft.
Yeah,
like he's the steal
100%.
of this draft.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. And where did he get drafted?
6th round.
Yeah, exactly. So you're hitting on your 4th and your 6th rounders. You're hitting in the middle. Doesn't that? What are we figuring out that the recipe is? Getting ball players, gamers, guys that can play. So you need to hit on that. Yeah, we need Aiden Hutchinson to be as great as Sam wants him to be and stuff like this over time, whether it's this year or develops into that future. But it's the rest of these guys and these middle guys that this is what makes a difference. This is what transforms teams quicker than most.
And like people will laugh at me and be like, "Oh, you're a fanboy," but you just like
and you
him
are. You own that. You're a slappy.
It wasn't like, oh, he came on the show, so I started like the day after we drafted him. Me and Easy watched.
You guys were
film.
on his jock before the draft.
Yes, we broke down his film, watched his film. We were like, damn, this guy can do this.
You guys should go back because I remember you guys talking about this guy. Mm-hmm. Oh, we'd love to have him. Oh, I love this guy.
Yeah.
And everybody's saying that while he's small or whatever like that. Man, He's not that small. He's jacked.
He is. He's big. He's a muscle hamster. He can go out there and he can punch somebody in the mouth. Like we said multiple times. Two-time state champion wrestler. The guy was Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. Like, this guy is the real deal. When I looked at his film, I was like, wow, like, he looks a lot like Nakobe Dean. Like, the things he does well looks a lot like the things that Nakobe Dean does well. He's fast sideline to sideline. He gets back there. He causes havoc. He makes the tackle when it's presented. So I'm hyped for my guy. If he gets the starting, I already got the jersey. Like, I'm getting that boy autographed tomorrow. So it's like, I'm excited for him. I hope he makes this. He deserves it too. Like you said, great guy. Like, we had him on heavyweights too. Real cool guy. So. And he works hard. He's an MCDC guy.
That's the whole thing, right? The work ethic's there. The motor's there. The downhill. They always want to get better. Those are the guy after you meet them. But those are the guys that can change the culture that we need changed in the linebacking corps. So, you know what? Me?
No. I'm just listening to it.
No, I was. I missed Magic Marker this morning, but you know what? Like, Malcolm, his engine never stops. It's as if he's working out weird, Neal.
Well, yeah. I mean, he'd fit right in at Planet Fitness. That's right, because we are in the Planet Fitness studios, and it's home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership starts at just $10 a month for access to your home club. Guys, look around the gym landscape today. Look at the cost of all these places. Like, come on. And look, I say this to you. I work out at Planet Fitness, the one right here over on Maple Road. Goated on the sticks in terms of the gym game. Matt, everybody there does such a great job at that Planet Fitness. I'm a Black Card member. I do have to say that. I got to pat myself on the back a little bit there. It's less than $1 a day, $24.99 per month. Get you all the use of all the amenities, and most importantly, at least for me anyway, access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world. Every time I go to a city, there's always one that is nearby. And I also have unlimited guest privileges. You can join today in club. You're going to pass a couple on the way home, or jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness. Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
At Alta, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done right. You have a bog project coming up, Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today, 844. Go to Alta. That's 844. Go to Alta.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. Happy y'all are with us. And remember, as always, you can subscribe to Woodward Sports on YouTube and jump in the YouTube chat thread. Our social media handles are on the screen. If you guys want to send us cool cream of wheat pictures, you're going to do it anyway, so I may as well embrace it. And you can just feel free to do all of that. We got some cool ones yesterday. Do we have that one, Spence, or not?
The cream of wheat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pop that. We get cool cream of wheat pictures like this. We were talking about our graphics. How about this behind us on the board? So shout out to Southpaw Slabs for hooking this one up.
Excellent source of salty mics.
Appreciate the creativity. So go ahead and keep that one coming. We are talking Detroit Lions. So NFL starts tonight. A YouTube chat poll. Be honest. What are you going to watch more of tonight? The Hall of Fame game between the Raiders and the Jags, or the Tigers game? 79% of you say the Hall of Fame game. 21% of you say the Tigers. I got to be honest. Like, you guys hear me melting down and stuff like that. I bet I will end up, if you set a stopwatch to it, I bet I end up spending more time watching the Tigers than I do the Hall of Fame game. I'm being honest, at least.
Well, you don't have that problem because it's Thursday night. You could be watching Impact. They have that on. I don't know.
I'll be watching the Canadian Football League tonight, too. Bet your ass.
That'll probably take the precedence over your time. Right?
They probably will.
Yeah, exactly.
Before it's all said and done.
It's funny you say that, though, Neal, because, I got to be honest, too, because if the game's on, depending on who's pitching or where it's at or whatever, I'll turn it on. But like I explained the other day,
your soul is dead.
My soul is dead. I could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
Like, there could be 2 strikes in an at-bat. You know what I mean? Or bases loaded, and I got somewhere to be. I'm moving. I don't care. I'll figure that out.
Here's something, too, about
you
D-Mac.
hit a grand slam? That's great.
Here's something about D-Mac that you guys probably don't know, and it blew my mind to find this out. Darren McCarty is a Sunday night baseball slappy.
Absolutely.
Like weird. Like, it's weird.
John Shammy. He's my guy. I love Shams. I mean, he seems like he does a great job.
He is good. He's very good.
Because, we were talking about the passing of Vince Scully and stuff like that, and he's brought more so of that old school sitting around a Sunday night. So, yeah, I would say that's more must tune in to watch. But you know why, Neal, too? Being a baseball fan, there's good baseball teams that play on Sunday night. Did you know that? There's good baseball teams out there.
Really?
Yeah, you know who my new Edmonton Oilers must-watch team is? The San Diego Padres.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
they are entertaining.
Did you see what Juan Soto said?
Yeah, I wish the pitchers good luck.
Yeah, the rest of the pitchers around the league, when talked about, wow, look at the line that the Padres have here, Juan Soto says, I wish them all good luck.
Call up Zilla on our YouTube chat thread. You can get involved, get your thoughts out there. I won't be watching either. It's golf league tonight at Fieldstone. So there you go.
Yeah,
you should probably be all right. The ground's going to soak up that water, man. Like all the... Yeah, everything is baked out, no question. But we are talking Detroit Lions, and Spencer came up with a pretty good question. And I'd be curious to know, I'm sure nowhere that I've looked, but I'm sure somewhere there's a line on this. But it's an interesting question. If you had to bet on it right now, who would lead the Lions in receiving yards this year? Isn't that a good question by Spence? Obviously, I've been told that the wide receiver room is crowded, and it's a strength all of a sudden. Who's going to lead it? Who's going to lead them in yards, in receiving yards?
I'm going to say that it would be DJ Chark.
Okay.
I would go right now. That's under the assumption that Jameson Williams is going to miss some games. Ross St. Brown will have the most catches, but not the most yards. But I think that to be successful is that Chark should be 1,000-plus receiver if he's used in that way and his speed's put on display.
Yeah, for me, I really who I want it to be. I want it to be Amon-Ra St. Brown because I want him to be dominant this year. You know what I'm saying? And it's a big ask.
You think that if he goes for 1,200 yards or has a huge year like that, then
we got to steal.
Then he's established as, he's Cooper Kupp light or whatever. But you have that guy that if you look around the rest of the league, there's only a few of those guys, and you got that.
Absolutely. But there's a possibility of it. I'm not calling for it, but it's the possibility of it that excites me.
Well, you're calling for it because of the possibility. Because of what you've seen. So keep an eye out. Be
prepared.
Right? Be prepared.
Be prepared. No, but for me, it's that because, and that meltdown I had about Avila the other day, the biggest line that people talked to me about was, where's the stars? if Amon-Ra St. Brown pops off and has 1,100 yards, 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
What are we talking about now?
He could be a star,
But
right?
What are you talking about now, right? Get deeper into it, right? Because then it's Brad Holmes gets looked at, oh my gosh, these guys can find guys in the draft. 4th rounder. Wow, look what he got here. You got a gem. Oh my gosh, isn't that what we talk about other teams that are winning teams that go to the playoffs and win playoff games? Isn't that what they do?
That's
so
the
it
way
tells
you win.
To me, well, here's the thing, Neal. To you also, right? The hill you're dying on is Brad Holmes will win a playoff game. Here, if this happens this next year, it doesn't guarantee playoffs or winning a playoff game, but in the future, it pretty much solidifies the package that this guy can draft. We got development. We're building towards it. It would even make your prognostication even more factual, right?
Right.
It would give you more confidence in believing that Brad Holmes will win a playoff game.
And it just backs up to what I talk about. And Sam Flannel, get ready, because I know this is one of your favorite stats. Because then you would have a star, a receiving star, whose entire Lions rookie contract is less than Kenny Golladay will make in September this year.
Man, that is an amazing, crazy stat.
How many games in September?
4.
That is a crazy stat. And it makes it even better that I think Amon-Ra St. Brown will lead the Lions in receiving yards this year. One of the reasons, of course, is Jamison Williams. I don't think he'll play all 17 games. But also, what he did in the last 6 games last year, he had 560 receiving yards in 6 games. Over a full season, that's over 1,450. I don't think that that's going to happen this year, but when you're a quarterback, you need that receiver who's kind of like your go-to guy, your safety blanket, who can run a lot of short, concise routes and just get open, which Amon-Ra St. Brown did at a very, very high level. And Jared Goff obviously has some comfortability with him and some rapport. And I think this year he'll go into the season Amon-Ra St. Brown as Jared Goff's favorite target. And I think he'll get like 7 to 10 targets every single game. And we all know something about Amon-Ra St. Brown. He does not drop passes, ever.
Facts. I'm with Sam. I think it's going to be Amon-Ra because I think DJ Chark will see obviously a lot of it when J-Mo's back. Or when J-Mo's out, but when J-Mo comes back, he's going to take away from that. But I think Amon-Ra will see the same consistent amount of attempts per game, and he's not going to squander those opportunities. He's going to make those catches, and he's shown that he can break off a play here and there, be a yak king like Golden Tate was, and take those plays to the house. So I'm going to go with Amon-Ra because I think he'll get the most consistent targets.
And our YouTube chat thread, Spence put it up there right now. Let us know who you think. Who leads the Lions in receiving yards? DJ Chark right now, a slight lead, 43% over Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jamison Williams with 13%, and Hawk with 5%. Do you guys feel like something's turning with Hockenson? And we'll do the show. Don't worry, we'll do the put up or shut up year show with Hawk. Do you guys feel the public sentiment turning on Hawk a little bit or not?
Well, I mean, I think it is what it is. You're feeling it won't change until he hits the field and he's playing. They see what you have, right? So, for or against, it's proof's in the pudding.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, there might be some, eyes on him in training camp and stuff like this to see what you got. But I mean, the beauty is you should know what you have, right?
Nicholas Duncan says Tom Kennedy. Why is Tom Kennedy not represented? Where's Trinity Benson? 248.
I guess Trinity Benson made a great catch at practice today.
Ooh,
big time.
That's what it is. So if you lay it in stone, Spence, who you got?
Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Amon-Ra. Like I said, I think he'll get the most consistent looks all year. So he's going to make that into the most yards.
Paul Johnsonish says the Lions receivers are like death by 1,000 cuts. Short drops, ball comes out quickly, and looking to get behind Sewell for yards after the catch. I am intrigued too to see how much of that is done. And when you have an elite,
was DeAndre Swift on there?
He was not.
Some people brought him up in the
he could be
in the chat thread.
And when we talk it out and stuff like this, I think I changed my mind. I think it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think it's just because what we saw in the second half of the year was something different, but it starts short to long. I think that what this offense has got to develop is that long game. Why? Because you got not only have one burner, you got two burners there. But the bread and butter and the comfortability for Jared Goff is short. So you would think healthy Amon-Ra St. Brown or Swift or even Hockenson. To your point, if Hockenson was that guy that led, then you'd have to pay him the money.
Mark Walston says, Hawks like everybody else, no sacred cows. You got to prove it. And
sacred cows, I like it.
I do too, man. You know what else I like? The Mulligan, made by Gypsy Vodka. It's the official drink of summer, the Mulligan, as we said, from the people at Gypsy Vodka, locally made in Petoskey. Whether you're out on the golf course or hanging out in the backyard, the Mulligan is calling your name. Ask for the Mulligan at your local golf course or at a Total Wine near you. It's 8%, folks, so please drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals, plus they'll beat all the competitors' prices by at least $5. Chili Peppers Tanning has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of their 26 Metro Detroit locations work best for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning. Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, et al. All of you involved in the YouTube chat thread. Also, and this is you know what? This just came across the YouTube chat thread, and nobody's discussed this, and I think it's very relevant. Shad216JF says, y'all worried about linebackers. I'm just hoping we can find a kicker that can hit a 20-yard field goal consistently. We have glossed over the kicker spot.
Well, I mean, what was his name? Riley Patterson did well last year when we had him. Both of our kickers last year worked out pretty well. I can't remember their names exactly because they're kickers. Not named Jason Hansen, so.
Okay, it was 13 of 14.
Yeah,
all right.
Riley Patterson and Austin Siebert, they both. It wasn't like, what's his name? That bum that couldn't hit a 20-yarder to win the game.
Well, what was his name? YouTube chat thread come through. I'll wait.
Santoso.
Yeah.
Ryan Santoso.
D-Mac, when they played the Steelers and Santoso came out there to kick that field goal,
yeah,
I was never more sure of anything in my life.
He looked so nervous
that he was going to miss that field goal. Nothing in my life. Like yesterday, when those
he looked like a whole bunch of guys on 3-footers.
Yeah, he did.
The knee knockers.
Oh man, and I was more sure that he was going to miss that field goal than it was going to rain last night when all my Alexas and everything in the house started going off saying a thunderstorm warning for Washington Township as the winds were whipping around and the storm clouds were moving in. I was more confident Santosa was going to miss that field goal than I was that it was going to rain last night.
No, it was like you said, that's usually hasn't been a problem, obviously, when you look back. And D-Mac, when you have a guy for 20 years. But yeah, last year Patterson was all right. I think they'll figure it out.
Okay.
Are you hearing anything out of camp? Maybe that's a side question to somebody. Hey, Corey, what's the kicker situation?
People are saying Siebert is outperforming Patterson, and he might get the job out of camp.
I don't care as long as he makes it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, though. Didn't Siebert have opportunities last year though?
Yeah, he also did pretty well last year. Like me and Easy went over this. Yeah, last year he was 3 for 3 on extra points and 4 for 4, 3 for 3. Yeah, he didn't miss. He missed 1 field goal out of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attempts.
He was 10 for 12 last year.
Yeah, and he didn't miss an extra point. So,
but he made a 50-plus yarder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, it's one of those things. As long as it's not Santoso, that's a rack. All my Alexas, SMH, Sudi, Neal. You get one for free. Whenever you buy something on Amazon these days, you get one for free, so stop.
That got glossed over.
Well, how many Alexas do you think he's needed to power the furnaces?
That's true.
Right? I mean, it's like you need 4 Alexas for each furnace. So
Alexa, start the car for me.
Dude, the kids all have one in their room. We got one in the kitchen.
Yeah. Alexa, dim the lights in the foyer.
The foyer. Arrange the plane.
Yes.
Call the pilot.
Fire up the helicopter, Alexa.
No, what you guys telling me? Do you have an Alexa or an Alexa type device in your house?
I don't.
Do you, D-Mac?
No.
Do you, Sam Flannel? Just a verbal? No. They give one away every time you buy something at Amazon.
Maybe if you're Amazon Black member.
There you go. You're getting spied on. They're listening to you.
That's true.
Through your Amazon. We're all conspiracy theorists here.
I see that. YouTube poll right now. Who leads the Lions in receiving yards next year? Amon-Ra St. Brown, 44% of the vote now. DJ Chark at 38%. Jameson Williams, 12%. And TJ Hockenson, 6%. So, it's one of those things where, that was just something that kind of caught my attention. And I thought about it just from the standpoint of kicker was a problem. That's it. I'm going to spend a ton of time on it, but kicker was a problem. Hopefully they get that concern.
In the 3-win season.
Okay, and Rack, LMAO, I do have 3 of them and a Nest thermostat connected. I don't have thermostat control with my Alexa.
That's bougie.
Yeah. Easy. Rack, how about you give back
Rack, how many did you have before you met Maddie? None.
Gyro Kid, should the Lions trade for Jimmy G if Goff doesn't work out? Why?
No.
Give me a scenario where that's
I like
the
Goff
move.
better than Jimmy G. I'm sorry. I believe that Jared Goff is going to show more things to what he did the end of last year with Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson. I'm a believer. You guys can all hate on him, whatever. And you know what? I'm climbing that hill. I'm not there to die on it yet, but I'm going. I'm making the ascent, and I'm going to get halfway there, right? And look behind me and say, well, I made it this far. I might as well go the whole way, because he has not given me anything to believe that he's not. You hear the different throws that he's making, different confidence. To me, it's confidence. I know everybody hates him, but there's not. What is your option other than that? I want him to work out, Neal. I really do. I want him to work out, and I think that to have to pay him between $42 million a year is still a deal, because he's shown me enough, right? He's shown me enough. This is his show me.
And people pleaser kind of echoes my sentiments. No Goff means you're drafting a rookie, because if Goff doesn't work out, then the season was a disaster.
Then I can get off my hill. I'll walk right off that hill next year, right? That's the whole thing, is the hills you can walk off it, if, to Sam's point, with new information, and then we go to the draft the quarterback, if that's it. I don't believe that, though. Look at the clock. Look at the clock. Look at the clock. It's been there. It's nice and polished. We're going to have to put Red Wings and Pistons on, the put same my clock into your mouth. Exactly.
Have you noticed, we talked about the sentiment turning on Hockenson.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the opposite with Goff?
Yes.
Like, everyone's warm. Everyone's warming up.
Not everybody.
Everybody but one.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that, though?
It is, yeah. I mean, like I said, I expect Goff to do better this year. I expect him to perform well this year. But it doesn't change the fact that I know who he is.
Here's the question. The end of this season, who are you more confident in giving that next contract to, your quarterback or your tight end?
Ooh.
Bam. 248.
What is it? Your answer, Spence.
Hockenson.
What? Okay.
You don't have to sign Goff at the end of this year. I mean, but
no, I mean,
I'm just saying.
you can get rid. You have an out after this year.
Who do you want to be? Who do you want to know the most about? Who do you want to be sold on?
I got to be sold on Hockenson, man.
Okay, so being sold on Hockenson, that he's your guy, right? He's your Kelsey. He's your moving forward. He's that guy. That's more important to this team. Is it right?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
I guess that's open to interpretation, though.
But here's the thing, Neal, because in saying that, let's go into your bag, draft cat, whatever like that. Hockenson is that guy, right? Pro Bowler, borderline All Pro. What are you paying him? Goff is not the world beater.
I'm just never going to be he can show out this year, and I'm still not going to be comfortable with the $15 million a year contract. I'm just not.
Right. So what I'm saying, isn't it more important to be able to know your quarterback? I mean, I don't know. I think it's up in the air because I could argue either way.
Well, right? Paul Johnson-ish on our YouTube chat.
You have to be comfortable with $15 million because are you more comfortable at $50 million for a quarterback, or you know what I'm saying? Like the money's. How are you going to get? But I
have Goff. Theoretically for 3 more years.
Okay, so
at $30 million, which I'm cool with. Because he's available.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my issue with it. But and Paul Johnson-ish says you have to re-sign Hawk. I disagree, man.
I don't think you have to.
I 100% disagree. I trust Brad Holmes to find a tight end, either in free agency or draft one. You know what I'm saying? Like I have faith in him. I'm not throwing good money after bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not in the business of paying somebody $15 million a year that's not available.
See, I know
that's harsh, but it's what it is.
To get to what I'm trying to make is that I want to be more sure about Jared Goff being my quarterback than I need to be about Hockenson. Like you said, it's a bonus to me because the money's not there yet. You've already spent the money on Goff that you have at a discount, so I want to see him outperform that contract, right? Hockenson can be replaced. Because here's also the thing, too, that has anybody thought of? If he does show out, does that not give you a trade? A bargaining chip that you can get a couple guys back, a defensive guy maybe, and a durable tight end at cheaper dollars? I'm just saying the questions that probably Brad Holmes has to ask himself, in planning for the future.
Yeah, Trey Finesse, we already know what Goff is, LOL. And exactly. And for me, especially with the way it goes, and you're a hater, or no, you're a truther. Truther is the term we're using. Yeah. You're a Goff truther. Let me ask you this, Spence. Is Jared Goff 60% of Kyler Murray?
60%?
Yes.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Listen, here's the thing, right? I think, yes, physical ability is 60%. But mentally, Goff's the guy you want. You don't want Kyler Murray. He's too set. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that issue. There's not enough athleticism because there's not mental toughness there. I don't see a mentally tough guy in Kyler Murray. Jared Goff, I do. And you know what? The 60% of athletic ability to the fact of 100, the mental part of it to win championships and culture, locker room leading men is so much more important.
Is YouTube chat pull it real quick?
Damn it.
Is Jared Goff 60% of Kyler Murray? Because that's what from a salary, that's what he is.
So all day, every day, you're getting the deal because you
don't
even
a discount
see
to market.
The mental part and the thing about in the dressing room. You know what? You have Kyler Murray that gets paid. So you got a quarterback that gets paid 60% of what this guy does, and this guy over here is on his own planet, right? It's all centered all around him. Kyler Murray. This Goff guy's he's mentally tough and he's a friggin' team guy. You're way ahead.
Spencer Raxter's over there getting uncomfortable right now. He doesn't like where this is going.
I don't.
He doesn't like because we're talking truth.
I teach you guys that this is Goff's got to do his part. Yeah. But you will come around to seeing how it's gonna work because of what his contract will do for the rest of your team.
If Goff's
and
on your
getting
team, you don't win a Super Bowl. It's proven.
See, no, one time back in the day. Give the guy
on a great team. Like, he had multiple chances to do it more, and he couldn't even get him that far.
You know what? Thank God I got to play. Thank God 1995 Stanley Cup Finals didn't define my career. Thank God I got another chance at it.
Your career was defined
redeem
by Sam Flannel. He said it was mid.
Redeem yourself.
He said it was mid.
Does anybody believe in redemption? Anybody? You know what?
I mean, he could never get
Not
back
only
there
does
after.
Jared Goff have a hot girlfriend, he's gonna bring
Does.
this. He has the ability to bring this back. He's got the mentality in this town to do it. Now he's got to go out and prove it with his athletic ability being the quarterback. But the makeup of what I see mentally in leading this team and developing what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes want, he's your guy. Be grateful you're not overpaying a Kyler Murray and then have to chase his ego around the dressing room.
Neal Ruhl for the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the F Word. It's a series on fentanyl and all the other addictions that, let's be real, are plaguing our communities. If you're struggling, or if you know somebody else who is, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Folding Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it. You've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Folding. Multiple different ways you can play. They have $12 open unlimited play where you can stay there open until close, have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. You get your own lane. You can bring in any food you want. And if you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You pop in $2, pops you out a good beer. No hassle, no fuss needed. Know what you want to make a decision. They have multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So come on down to Hamtramck and check out the Folding Warehouse, or visit them online at foldingwarehouse.com. Again, that is foldingwarehouse.com.
Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. We just kind of stumbled on one here. And we were talking about TJ Hockenson and the contract and the numbers and things like that, because that's what we do here. And Spence is a Jared Goff truther, self-proclaimed Jared Goff truther. So I asked him the question, is Goff 60% of Kyler Murray? We put on the YouTube chat poll. 77% of you say yes, that Jared Goff is at least 60% or more of Kyler Murray, because that's what the salary is. That's what the salary says. He's 60%. So therefore, 3 out of 4 of you think that Goff is a tremendous value. And I look at Spence wants to melt me by his eyeballs
How can
right
you
now.
not say he isn't with where the court? We just watched this.
I'm not. Ask that man in there. Don't ask me.
Well, that's the truth of that he's of value, and that's the whole thing. Is that if he can play on the field and you know, like, not game manage, but use the assets on offense, be protected by a great offensive line that I'm told, have receivers, have guys the availability, then how can you not think that you're in a great position because of what it does for the other team? Would you rather be Arizona? Would you rather have Kyler Murray at that contract? hamstringing the rest of your team? Absolutely.
And I like
not.
Kyler Murray. I do.
I don't.
I like Kyler Murray.
I don't. And it's one of these things is that I hear too much about the past, and not just like last year you can bring it up, but 2, 3, 4 years. He's not the same person. He's not around the same people. Plus he's got some, like what I saw at the second half of the year was something in this organization believing in it. And maybe it's because, here's the difference, Neal. Just like I checked out because ownership with the Tigers ain't going to change anything, so why would I care? Well, it's the same reason that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, this is their guy, right? So he's their guy. I got to be all in with their guy, whether maybe there's some questions or not, until it doesn't work. Because I've seen things that I saw differently as Sam and I have brought up for the last 6 or 7 games of the season. Now, could that change 3 games in, 2 games in, first game in? Does he have happy feet again and throw an interception and we lose the game and stuff and back off the hill? Yeah, you can walk off that hill anytime you want. But I'm climbing that hill, ready to plant the flag, because all the things that are put around it in the locker room, things that I see that maybe I try to correlate to what I remember back in our locker room at different times. And it's the intangible stuff, I guess, that I put to. You got everything everybody says about the physical attributes, the stats and everything. You're right. You are. I'm just trying to give you a perspective on why it might be a little different this year. And that's my perspective. And if I didn't tell you that I see something a little different in that way, I'll let you know when not to. It's the same thing as hashtag Wiser playing 1919. I'll tell you when to get off it. It's not now.
Steve Eisman. On a YouTube chat thread, Scabs, Neal doesn't understand salaries. I think I very much understand it. Sam Flannel, you get where I'm going with this, right? I'm trying to break it down to a level to Spencer to not just understand, but accept Jared Goff.
I mean, I definitely do get where you're going. Jared Goff is definitely 60% of Kyler Murray. My thing is, we don't know yet. I have a lot of hope for this Lions team, but we don't know a whole lot for sure about what this team is going to be. And I don't think the Lions can ever construct a roster that was as good as that 2018 Rams team. That was like a unicorn roster. So I can also see how you would still have some reservations about Goff, because a 40% disparity in quarterbacks is huge. And
right, that's the point.
No, but I'm also saying that, like, if Kyler Murray is 40% better than Jared Goff, that also matters, because he might be a guy that can carry a slightly lesser roster to bigger heights than even Jared Goff can do with a better roster.
Scabs on the YouTube chat thread, he's like an astrologist trying to explain science. It's math. Like, there's no room for opinion here. Here's the thing, brought up a
great point. I saw it in here, and I apologize who put it, is that, do you not see them building this team around Jared Goff's strengths? Do you not see him insulating? Like, if he's the king of the castle, right? With the offensive line they have, with the backfield that they have, do you not see that they realize what they have, and it's sort of like we gotta insulate this guy with sort of weapons to help him succeed?
Oh, I absolutely see it. And that's why I'm going to say now that if the Lions offense is successful this year, and I actually see it, and I think it will be, for the record, that's when I will finally say, like, okay, Jared Goff is our guy, and I'm 100% okay with it. But I got to see it.
Jared Goff is our Alex Smith. That's
okay, good,
yeah,
perfect.
He's the bridge.
So let's okay, if that's the case, but you still got to build a bridge. You know, you can't just say he's a bridge and the bridge appears. So start building, and building with that gets you moving towards. What's your record this year? The goal is to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
The goal is to make the playoffs, right? Whether you can or you can't. You know, I got him at 8 and 9.
Yeah, I got him at
7 and 10. You know, it's a tougher schedule than we think, but it's like progress. That's all I got.
D-Mac, real quickly, and Tammy Chin says, I'm just kind of hanging out waiting for the Red Wings chat. My apologies, Tammy. It kind of got away from us there. But I'll ask you, because you're out tomorrow, right, D-Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're out tomorrow. Who finishes next year with more goals? Lucas Raymond or Tyler Bertuzzi?
a good question.
Thank you.
That's a Spencer special.
It's a good question. So, in the perfect world, right? Because you're hoping that they get back to 30. I think I'm gonna say it's gonna be close.
Bertuzzi. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Raymond.
Really?
Yeah, Raymond. I think he's gonna have more.
Who's gonna get more PP1 time?
See, that's the thing. Because
I think it's gonna be Bertuzzi.
Yeah, so it could be Bertuzzi too, because Perron, right-hand shot's probably gonna move off to the bumper because he's one of the best power play guys in the league. So here's the question: can I go to answer B that they both get 30 goals? And then that's
make your own reality up.
Make your own reality. I think that if you looked at it, who's going to get, because that's the big question: who gets more power play opportunity and stuff like that. But a lot of times, Neal, you know this too. When you got two units and they're two really good units, it's one A and one B. If the one's not doing it, the other one does it, and they get to go out more. So
and they're expensive to replace individually. I know that
absolutely. I'm going to go Lucas Raymond for the point of this conversation. You say Bertuzzi?
Yeah, I do say Bertuzzi.
I think it's gonna be. Oh man, I don't know. Is the Canada thing still?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go Raymond too. I think he takes a big step forward.
Flannel?
I am going to go Raymond as well for the exact same reason. I think he'll bump it up to 30 this year.
Man, people have done a Hockenson turn on Bertuzzi.
No, I love Bert. I still think he's a great player. He'll be at 30 something too. He's a great, the guys love him too. Everybody in the locker room loves Bert, but I don't know. I think Raymond's just he's gonna take a jump next year.
Well, it's the evolution. Verona healthy. Who's he playing with? It'll all play out in the wash. We got almost a month to get it. But regardless of whoever it does, you know what they can do? They both come into Lady Jane's, get a haircut.
Thanks.
And you can come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports. We'll be right back.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price from every sports book. That's the key right there in this game. You got a game you like, find the best price. Why would you bet more than you have to? Duh. Don't be stupid. oddstrader.com. Go there right now to find your best bet. Final segment of the show. Got any questions for DMAC? Fire them in there. Ask DMAC on the YouTube chat thread. Give you a couple seconds to deliver those. Anything you want to know, he's an open book. For real, for real. Anything you've ever wanted to know, he'll speak on it. He's pretty transparent like that. And, just kind of wrapping up that discussion with the Red Wings. And real quick, you start working backwards, man. Everybody in this YouTube chat thread. So now you're talking Larkin's got 30 goals. Bertuzzi's got 30 goals. Raymond's got 30 goals. Verana's got 40 goals. Man. You're going to be at the top of the division.
It's a month before camp. Let the people be the people.
Let them live.
Holy cow, maybe they're drinking a bunch of mulligans, or maybe everybody's optimistic. Let's
Let these people live,
Can
Neal.
we just be optimistic, Neal? We'll get back to reality as it gets. Well, in all reality, if that is the case and they do that, then this team's further along than we thought.
Well, yeah. We're going to that playoff game down in Florida. D-Mac, you and I together.
Absolutely.
Ask D-Mac here. Comes from Casey. If you could pick a Lions guaranteed win, would you choose the home opener versus the Eagles, Thanksgiving versus the Bills, or the last game of the season against the Packers?
Oh, that's easy.
That is easy, I think. Home opener against the Eagles, Thanksgiving against the Bills, last game against the Packers.
Probably Thanksgiving.
Really?
With the Bills.
See, I think it's last game against the Packers, no doubt.
Same.
Yeah, because that's classic.
They'll rest half their team.
Yeah, because they'll be winning the division. Because they will.
Did you say which game would I want to go to?
No, which game do you guarantee a victory?
Win. Oh! I thought which game would you like to go to the best?
Yeah.
No. The last one.
Koke asked D-Mac, do you think 7 wins is a disappointing year for the Lions?
No, because it's the over. 7-10. I think that's the bottom. Anything above that. I think 6-11. Even though it's double the wins and stuff, I think 7's the acceptable benchmark for me. You got to win 7 games. If this team is moving towards what we have, if they have what we think they have in the offensive line and putting the pieces together, I think 7's realistic.
Detroit Dabber 313. D-Mac, who had the weirdest taste in music on the Red Wings?
The weirdest taste in music?
Had to be one of the Euro guys, right? Like the club music or something, or what?
Or listen. No, the Czech guys. Yeah, the Slovaks, the Czechs, and
like
stuff
that
like
deep,
that
deep
electronic
house stuff.
And yeah, exactly. Yeah, how did they grow up with it? It's like, what are you listening to? I don't know. DJ, big into DJs, right?
Yeah,
that's where the club music.
Paul Johnsonish, question for D-Mac. What do you think of Dominic Kubalik?
You know what?
There's some potential.
No, that's your diamond in the rough. That's Stevie going out there, and that's your okay. So Robbie Fabry, if he's healthy, it's sort of like you have something there. Stevie picked a former first rounder off another roster in St. Louis a few years ago, right? But Kubalik, he could be that one guy, like 25 goal guy, solid third line production. So. Expect some. I know Stevie expects some big things from him.
Stop drooling. Larkin 35 goals, Verana 40 to 50 goals, Raymond 30 to 35, Bertuzzi 30 to 35, Perron 25 to 30. Can you give me in the Stanley Cup Finals game, D-Mac?
Hey, wait a sec. Can somebody look up how many goals they scored last year? Because I think they just tripled it with 5 guys.
Jeff Goodfellow, D-Mac, who was your roommate in juniors?
We didn't have a roommate in juniors. We didn't travel. No, Greg Bailey. We lived in the same billet house. Greg Bailey, Big Red. Yep.
How much fun were those times, man?
Last year in junior was a good time. Was a real good time. The last year in junior, that's when Kirk Maltby, fellow Grindline member, had 50 goals with the One Sound players, but D-Mac had 55. Ha. Suck it, Maltz.
There you go. What do you got popping this weekend since you're not in tomorrow?
AEW in Grand Rapids. Anybody over there? Going to make our way over that way. Got that comedy show in at Freddy's. There it is, at Freddy's Bar over your way.
Yeah.
Pull up on me, 7 o'clock. Papa Stone, Chris Kinney, and Kevin Zioli. We're going to have some fun. We try to go swing some clubs. Maybe, probably not today. A little disappointed. Maybe it'll dry out. But got some golf stuff, and look forward to seeing everybody next week. Holding down shop while you are away.
Absolutely.
Doing Neal things.
I'll be in tomorrow, and then I'm out for the following week, going on the family summer vacay. Always a banger. Paul Johnsonish, D-Mac, how much fun was Homer to go out with?
Homer still can't speak English. Homer's so much fun to be around. That's all you got to say. Who's one of your favorite people to be around? Gosh, anybody who's got the something about Mary Chompers, how can you not love them?
I'll sneak this one in. Dom Rivera's a loyal listener to the show. Zombie apocalypse is coming. What do you do first?
I'm going to the farm. I'm going to stock up at the farm. That's where all the weapons and weed are. That's all we need. Come on, baby.
Bass Pro Shops. I'm hitting Bass Pro Shops.
There you go. I like it. Appreciate everybody tapping in. D-Mac, I will catch you on the flip side. After I get back from vacay, we lock, we load, we're off and running. It's football. We're going to get it in, and I'm excited, man. So I'll catch you on the flip side, brother.
You got it, man.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday, Mr. Raxter.
Papa Rax.
Absolutely. You were good at your
Jesus.
job, unlike some other people in this town. For D-Mac, for Sam Flannel, for Spencer Raxter, my name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.